I am going to break down everything that we're seeing happening right now from a spiritual and practical perspective, so stick with me for a minute, please. You are a follower of my content, then you know for the past few years now I've been saying that we are going to witness everything be exposed and come to the light. What do you know? For these past few years, we've been seeing all sorts of truth and files and things be exposed, and more each day things are coming to light. They are ramping up the violence and the attacks and all the atrocities that we are seeing right now against humanity because they know if they lose power, or when they lose power rather, that they are done for. So we are seeing them try to cling onto power through force and through control. The way that they're doing this is by trying to instate martial law, but they need an excuse to do that. So what they're doing is trying to incite violence in the public, so that way there's enough violence and outrage to go ahead and institute martial law that way through civil unrest, or by starting World War III. And if you're into astrology or anything like that, then you know right now is a very pivotal time astrologically. The energy is very intense and it actually supports all of this violence and all of this fighting that we're seeing. So I do believe that they are also playing to that advantage as well, whether they know it or not. Now stick with me because this is where things get interesting. I believe that the media and the political stage are just mirrors that are reflecting back to us this astrological time that we are in. The Great Awakening can only happen when all truth is exposed into the surface to then usher in the Great Remembering. So right now, we are witnessing an attempted hijacking of our true divine timeline. Things like Project 2025 and beyond, and all of these things that they are trying to push onto the public, all of these laws and statutes that are trying to suppress women specifically, are things that are being used to reinstill matrix programming, the patriarchy, all of this outdated religious programming, etc., in order to suppress the divine feminine. The future is female. The future is feminine leadership and stewardship over this earth in order to restore the harmony and the balance that our collective and society so desperately need right now. They cannot sustain this level of tyranny that they are at right now. The more and more that they ramp up the violence each day, the more and more followers and support that they lose. And while some of their followers still continue to grip onto the illusions and delusions that they are on the right side, hence the right, they are only exposing themselves because fear and force are now their only option. And I find it quite interesting that now a lot of their followers, especially within the spiritual community, are now saying that Mr. T and all of his people are pushing this because they have to dismantle the old system. They have to do this because it's for our highest good and this and that. Let me make it very clear that they do not have to do anything. They do not have to incite violence and harm people in order to dismantle the system. Okay, that is a lie that you keep telling yourself in order to justify everything that's going on. Please, I urge you to find your humanity and compassion again, and to please stop feeding this monster. Because you are the very reason that they continue to get away with this. Because you are spewing all of this BS, that all of this is right and true and that it's divine and that he is some great savior that's here to save everyone, when it's just not the case. And you are manufacturing consent for all of this to happen and pushing it out to your followers, etc. And it just needs to stop. It's just ridiculous at this point. But I want to bring this back around to hope and say that the only way that we allow them to win is if we allow them to fear us into submission and to control our minds, bodies, and spirits with this fear and all of this propaganda that they continue to push. We must continue to fight back against this hateful regime in every way possible, through our minds, bodies, spirits, in every way that you can. Please resist, because this is not normal and this is not okay. And I know that we will win, we will get through this, because there's only so long that they can sustain this hate and this tyranny without completely breaking down, because people can only go through so much. We will get through this, and on the other side of this, we will see great change. We will see feminine-led places and countries and more feminine leadership restore balance to this earth. And with that, much love to you. Please stay strong out there, stay safe, and don't stop fighting.